Hi, welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable, where we discuss all topics real estate. I'm Nick Aarons.
Hey, and I'm Steve Crowley.
I'm Darren Shepard.
And I'm Jimmy Reed, and we're your hosts.
Welcome to Real Estate Roundtable, where we talk everything real estate. Today I have Ann Lynn here, who's one of our newest sales partners on our team. So Ann, so how long have you been on the team so far?
The past 5 months.
5 months.
But it feels like it's been a year because I've learned so much on the team.
Got it. And so let's take a step back. What did you do before you joined the team? Were you always in real estate and you just decided to get your real estate license? What did you do before then?
So I was actually in marketing. I was in the tech industry for about 4.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I took a break just because I wanted to focus more on my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
And I started working in the hospitality industry.
Okay.
And then through a couple of my old colleagues and also just reading a really good book,
Mm-hmm.
it piqued my interest about real estate.
What do you think piqued your interest about it when you were reading the book? What made you connect real estate to what you were hearing?
Yeah. So my biggest thing was, number one, I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur,
Okay.
right? I grew up with a single mom, and she was an entrepreneur. She was working at the restaurant, and she was building her business.
Mm-hmm.
And just seeing the strength in her character and what she was able to develop
Mm-hmm.
over our childhood and who she became, that's always inspired me.
Got it.
So I knew early on I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
but I just didn't know what I was going to do.
Got it.
Right?
Shout out to all parents who are single parents.
Shout out.
I'm also from a single household as well.
Hey, there you go,
Right.
Darren. Yep.
So that really sparked your interest when you were reading that book and connected that to real estate.
Yep.
So how did you connect with the Reed team? Obviously, there's a lot of agents out there, single agents. There's a lot of teams. There's a lot of brokerages out there. How did you even find our team?
Yeah, great question.
Yeah.
So anytime I want to do something, I'm very intentional about it,
Okay.
right? So the number one thing I started doing was I started looking up events in the Orange County area
Okay.
to find out where the best top producers are, and also just to network and build relationships. And so it's actually really funny because I registered for this event and I wasn't even planning to go
Okay.
because I was super tired that day.
Yeah.
And I just had a lot of stuff going on, and I thought to myself, it's just another real estate event.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
But I did ask my fiance, Taryn, to go with me that day.
Got it.
And he actually took work off to go with me to that event.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I
So
think I remember you
Yeah.
at the event, and as we were hanging out, and that was probably 6 months ago. Well, maybe a little bit longer, about 7, 8 months ago. Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't gonna go, and he told me, he's like, babe, you already registered for this event, so we have to go.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, fine. So I went to this event and not even knowing who hosted the event.
Yes.
I just started introducing myself to everybody.
Yep.
I started getting to get a feel of the event. And then I saw you guys, it was you, Nick Aarons, who's another top producer on the team, in the panel, and then also Jimmy, our team lead, talking about real estate.
Yes.
And I think what really fascinated me about that event and also the team is just when you guys talked about the process, your habits, the resources.
Yeah.
And so that really piqued my interest about this team, and it got me curious. So after the event ended, I went up to Jimmy and I started asking him about the team.
Got it.
And that's when I realized, you know what, I want to learn more, and
Yes.
I'm interested to learn more about this team.
Yep.
Yeah.
So in this short period of time speaking with you,
Yeah.
you seem very determined.
Yeah.
You seem like you're not shy to speak to people, because one of the things you mentioned is going right up to someone and introducing yourself.
Yeah.
What advice would you give someone who is not that outgoing, but has the desire to do something? What would you say? What advice would you give them?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think the biggest thing we have to recognize is that we all have our own strengths, right? Just because someone's outgoing, that doesn't mean that they have all that it takes. You have to leverage what's inside of you.
Yeah.
So if you're a little bit more introverted, you're a little bit more shy, that's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe you can find a time to do a one-on-one with somebody instead of going up to them at that event.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You have to find out what is it that's inside of you that can, you got to bring it out.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Just got to focus on what is your biggest strength
Yes.
and leverage that.
Yeah, it's really finding your unique gift about yourself, and
Right.
because everyone has one, right?
Everyone has one, yeah.
And
I would say
yeah.
to add to that, sometimes it's difficult to find that strength, right? Because we're all still getting to know ourselves.
Yes.
But I think it's important to be intentional about your day, reflect on your wins and your losses, and then through that trial and error, you're able to find exactly what your strengths are.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so that process, you introduce yourself. Hey, this is what I'm looking to do. Putting myself out there. What were the next steps after that process? Did you have a one-on-one meeting? Was it go get licensed and come back and talk to me? What was that process? What did that look like?
Yeah. So when I went to that event, I wasn't even licensed yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just like, let me just go out there and meet people.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And I was listening to all these podcasts, and they were saying it's good to just be on a team even before you're licensed, so you can get that mentorship and that training. So after I met Jimmy at the event, we just connected right away.
Yeah.
And then I had to submit a video, tell Jimmy why I was interested in this team. And then after that, we set up a couple more interviews to talk more about myself and see if it was a good fit for me.
Got it. And then you connected. Was it a good fit for you? Figuring out what things are, what's going on. So at that point, when you had the conversation with Jimmy, and you're seeing our team dynamics, were you more excited? Were you, like, what happened in that process? Were you just like, okay, great, let's move forward, or did you have to think about it? Walk me through that a little bit.
Yeah, of course. So for me, I'm very like I said, I'm very intentional about everything that I do, right? So I knew that if I found the right team, it was I don't even have to think about it. I'm going to join the team.
Yep.
And I knew I wanted to find a team that was focused on high performance, had a very good structure in place in terms of processes and systems, but also really supported new agents who are just coming to the ground floor and just learning everything from the get-go.
Got it.
So when I had a chat with Jimmy, I love his energy.
Yeah.
I could tell that he's very passionate, and he's also, sometimes could be intense for people, but a lot of passionate people can be very intense,
Definitely.
right?
Yes.
And I like that
Yeah.
because it showed me that he was serious,
Yep.
and I was looking for that type of mentorship.
Got it.
So after I talked to him and also meeting you guys at the event, I knew that this is the right fit for for not even just my personality type, but just for me just getting started in real estate. It's exactly the team structure that I need to be on.
Yeah, that makes sense. And so since you've been licensed, what would you say is some of the biggest misconceptions about the job of being in real estate?
Yeah, so it's interesting, right? I was just talking to someone else yesterday, and I was telling this person that I had a couple showings. And she said, oh, are you just opening doors for people and telling them to look at the bedrooms and the kitchen? And that's kind of usually the misconception that people have,
Yes.
right? And even myself, before I got into real estate, I didn't really know what it was
Yes.
because you kind of see on the outside that agents are just opening the doors, right? But what I've learned is that we produce a lot more value than that. It's about really understanding how to have the right conversations with people, understanding what is it that they're trying to achieve, and also helping them along that journey and being a resource for them in real estate. So I would say, kind of going back to your question, the biggest misconception is we're not just opening doors for people. There's a lot more that we do behind the scenes. And it's our role as realtors to also educate the public about that.
Got it. And since you've been on the team, you mentioned a couple times about our training and mentorship and seeing other people that sell a lot of properties and or some top producers. What are some of the one or two or three things that you've really learned in your short time on our team?
The biggest thing I've learned is how to have the right conversations with people.
Tell me more.
Yes. So it's interesting, right? So I think a lot of us humans, whenever people ask a question, we go straight into problem-solving mode. That's just kind of how us humans operate.
Yes.
But with people, especially with real estate, it's one of the biggest transactions of their life.
Yes.
There's a lot of stress behind that. There's a lot of moving parts that you don't even get to see in front of you as a realtor.
Yep.
And so the biggest thing is you really have to ask good questions. You have to be curious about people, and you really have to care about people, because sometimes they may not even know what their challenge is, and it's us realtors to bring it out of them and to solve that problem for them. So when you're having the right conversations with people, they'll realize, hey, I've never had this conversation with anybody else, and maybe this is something that I need to dig a little bit more into. So for example, if let's say someone is afraid to buy their first home because they're currently renting right now. And they're so afraid because the interest rates are so high. They think that you need to put 20% down payment because they don't have these resources in front of them.
Yep.
So when you start having the right conversations with people, you start to dig in, why does the interest rate scare you? What is it that you're really afraid of? Is it the monthly payments that you can afford? Well, there's actually different resources out there. There's creative financings that we can do for you to make it affordable for you.
So it's giving families, individuals, or people options that, hey, you can accomplish it. And there's different ways to accomplish it because everyone is different in how they want to accomplish it. So that's really good, being able to pull those pieces apart to give people options, what works best for them.
I want to add something else.
Yeah.
So besides learning how to have the right conversations with people, and I definitely learned this from the team.
Yes.
Another thing I really learned is setting right expectations.
Got it.
Not just with your clients, but with your partners and even with your team members.
Got it.
Because especially in real estate, there's so many moving parts and we all move so fast. So it's our job to make sure we keep all the pieces together
Yes.
and set that expectation with our client, with our partners.
Yes.
Because we're the driving force behind all of it.
Yeah. It's really good that in 5 months you've learned all these things. That's pretty amazing.
The team is good.
What do you like about being on the team? In the experience that you've had on the team, what do you like about it?
I like the momentum that it brings, right?
Yeah.
I think
what does that mean?
So I think as a solo agent, if you're just starting real estate and you just got out of school, obviously you have that high. You're like, oh my God, I passed my license. I'm going to kill it, which is great. But then there's a lot to building a business.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a lot to showing homes, to understanding the contracts, to understanding how to actually put someone in escrow and how to get to the end of escrow. So when you're on a team, there's a lot of momentum, meaning that there's people doing different things on the team. One, it's going to inspire you because it's going to keep you going when things are difficult.
Yes.
But secondly, if you come into a challenge, you know that you always have your team to rely on.
What advice would you give someone in the time that you've been on the team that's either a solo agent or someone who's actually already on a team and they're not getting this mentorship, they're not getting opportunities, they're just on a quote unquote team? What advice would you give someone who's in that position?
I would say number one, first of all, you have to really understand why you're getting into real estate. What is your why, right? And we talk a lot about that on this team, which is understanding what is your reason for getting into real estate. Because when you can make that reason very clear and you are committed to this industry, then you have to decide for yourself, what are you willing to do to be successful? And one of the things that I think in any industry is to be a learner, to be coach, and to get the right tools in place to be successful.
Yeah.
So you have to ask yourself, okay, if that's what I need, then what are the teams out there that's available today that I can join so I can get that mentorship?
Got it.
And be deliberate about what you want, be declarative and set that intention for yourself and be committed.
Yeah. So go after it.
Go after it. Yeah. I mean, another thing I want to add is, we get coached by Tom Ferry, right? And one of his saying is, you got to choose your heart. Everything in life is very difficult. If you want to be the best in anything, even you're a father, right? Sure, you love your kids, but there's challenging days. And your husband as well, right? Your friend. So in anything that we do, it can get very challenging, but you have to choose your heart and you have to give it your all. So with real estate, I think sometimes another misconception I want to add to that is, people tend to think that you get your license and then you start making your commission checks. You start collecting them. How hard is it to sell a home, right? But there's a lot more to that, and it really is a long game.
Yes.
You got to be committed, you got to grind, and you got to show up.
Yeah.
It's not, it's conventional. I mean, you hear this all the time, but I think until you're in it, then you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what to expect, experience, and then you appreciate it too.
Yeah.
You appreciate to break things down and really help people, because there's a difference between, like you said, opening doors and showing someone a property and then writing an offer on it. Then opening the door, steering them in the direction where they can paint a picture of where their family wants to be or where their family wants to go in the next 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and you're planning along with them. I think it's really, really exciting. For me, it's really exciting to help someone buy their first condo, and then 3 years later help them buy a single family home, and then 3-5 years from that point, help them maybe buy an investment property or start dreaming about that, or helping them buy their forever home. It's really cool to see that journey.
Yes.
And that all comes with patience. It all comes with planning. It all comes with asking good questions, having the right coaching, having the right structures and people around you that allows you to help them at a really, really high level.
I love all of that.
Yeah.
Yep. And another thing I want to add is, besides entrepreneurship that drove me to real estate, one of the biggest things that really drove me to real estate is making an impact in people's lives, right? Because you're not just a realtor. Like you said, you really are on that journey with them. You're creating a dream with them, and you're walking alongside them.
Yes.
And these are maybe people have goals that maybe they never think they can achieve. And so when you can really walk alongside them and make that impact in their lives, it's amazing.
Yeah. I'm really excited to see what you do in your career. And I know you have big goals, as everyone can hear and everyone can possibly see. I know you have really big goals and what you want to accomplish and what you want to do. And I'm really excited, me personally, having you on the team and seeing what your future looks like and things that you don't even know you can accomplish yet that you will accomplish. So really excited about that.
I've learned a lot from you, Darren.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
Hopefully good things.
No, good things and bad things. No, just kidding.
Yes, hopefully.
No, but I think the biggest thing is, always stay curious about people and asking good questions.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot about asking good questions, and it's something that probably gets thrown around a lot. But it's really about being patient. And when you're in front of someone, can you be present?
Yes.
And can you, ask really intriguing questions? Because a lot of people have blind spots. And as realtors, we're the one uncovering those blind spots for them.
Yes. Yeah. It's everyone has blind spots to some degree on everything, right?
Yeah.
And it's having the humility to know your blind spots, us personally, right?
So true.
And then
I have them.
Yes. And so then we're able to help other people.
Yes.
In figuring out how we can help them and guide them through that process. And through that process, there's some families and there's some individuals, based off what they want to accomplish, it doesn't make sense for them to maybe get into real estate now. And we are honest in that conversation with them.
Yep.
And maybe we'll recommend other situations for them so they can accomplish their goal.
Right.
And then there's some people that have been burnt, and then so they understand, like, okay, that direction doesn't work, and we can help them and guide them that way.
Yep.
So it's good to reach out to people, to be forthcoming and letting them know exactly what you want, and speaking to people. Now, let me ask you this. Did you talk to any other teams before you joined our team?
Great question, Darren.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you, Darren asked good questions,
Yes. Yeah. You don't have to say specifically who it was, I guess, but what was that experience like
Right.
with other teams and then interviewing with our team?
Right. So I would say, before answering your question, Darren, I would say for anyone out there who's interested in real estate, definitely, listen to some podcasts and listen to, read a couple books first, right? So through education, I learned that you should be interviewing a couple teams before you find the right team for you. So you guys were actually the third team that I had a conversation with.
Got it.
Yeah. The first team, I was talking to, I guess, a solo agent, and he had a couple agents in his office, and I asked him about mentorship and training, and he said that real estate is very competitive and there isn't such thing as mentorship and training.
Got it.
And that kind of discouraged me a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I think it can be more of a team effort as well, right? Obviously be competitive, go out there, make your sales, do your thing. But at the same time, it's about being a community.
Yes.
And so after that first conversation, I was a little discouraged, and I was like, okay, well, let's just continue having more conversations. Then I had a second meeting with a different team, and it just didn't have that team atmosphere as well. You just know it when you walk into a room, and it just wasn't that, right?
Yep.
And I just didn't feel that team energy, and I kept thinking to myself, there has to be another one out there. And interesting enough, I wasn't even going to you guys' your event, and I ended up showing up. And right when I heard you guys talking about just the process and your habits and how you set goals, all of that really inspired me, and I just knew that this was the right team for me.
Yeah. There's a big difference between being a team and acting like a team and actually really, we're all going in the same direction.
Yep.
A lot of times they're just, there's agents or individuals under a building that they're all going 10 different directions, and probably that's what you felt.
Yep.
And that's what's the beauty about our team is we're all literally heading in the same direction. We have our own businesses, but that business is built to go in the same direction, which is awesome.
100%. I think that a lot of people out there throw the word team around a lot.
Yes.
Right. And I think I've talked to a couple of my friends who thinks that they're on a team, but I ask them, like, what kind of trainings are you guys doing? What kind of meetings are you guys having? And they don't really have an answer for that.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
So team, let's not throw that word around vaguely, but a team, like you said, is going in the same direction. We're all building our own individual business, but we have to share a vision.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate everyone listening to our podcast today. And Lynn, thanks so much for stopping by. And I guess myself too, right? Stopping by today. I usually don't, but
good interviewer right here.
But I appreciate everyone listening today. And check out our other podcasts. We have one with Jimmy and Nick Kalena. He's also a newer agent on the team as well. He's going to be growing a big business. So it's really cool to see these guys right now. And then when they interview us or we're interviewing them a couple years from now, just what they've accomplished. So really excited for everyone.
Thank you so much, Darren.
All
and
right.
also, you inspire me every day. So
Yes.
just keep doing you.
I'll keep doing it. I'll try.
There you go.
All
All right. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Hey, thanks again for listening to the Real Estate Roundtable. If you'd like to connect with any of the sales partners here on the REIT team, our information is below, and we'd love to chat with you.